Good afternoon, good evening, Marco here. Today I want to do this quick little video about an issue that's been happening in Prince Edward Island that sort of seemed to have come up on Friday or over the weekend, and it boils down to a flyer that was distributed in the Charlottetown area, it seems, and other areas, and it certainly seems to have gotten the residents or some residents of the area very riled up, so I thought we would quickly go over it. So I would just go ahead and say that economics is my wheelhouse, and other areas like this whole new gender ideology slash woke slash whatever else thing is not my area of expertise. But again, it seems like in PEI nobody seems to cover the other side, so I guess I'm gonna do it for now until somebody way more knowledgeable than me does it. But until then, I guess I'm gonna do it. So let's get started. So this flyer was handed out and it asked some very basic questions. Are you concerned about parental rights in school? Yeah, I guess so. I mean, who isn't? Anyway, did you know? Let's look over the flyer. In December 2021, the province of PEI adopted new guidelines for respecting, accommodating, and supporting gender identity, gender expression, and sexual orientation in schools. Well, I didn't know that. Interesting. According to these new guidelines, school staff can keep your child's chosen gender identity, sexual orientation, and gender expression a secret from you. Ouch. Again, it doesn't matter what side of the debate you fall on. I think whether you think this is a good thing or a bad thing, I think in a civil society we should all come around to the idea that parents should have a say. You can't just spring this up into a classroom out of nowhere. If you want to start pushing these ideas, you need to tell parents beforehand. There needs to be a debate, and then if you vote to have it in there, then have it in there, but you can't just bring it up and not tell anyone. I think that's wrong. So anyway, let's keep going. Child can now be addressed by the names and pronouns that your child chose to correspond their self-proclaimed gender identity without your knowledge. Again, same thing. I think parents should be made aware of this, or there needs to be a debate if this is going to be the new policy. Under the health curriculum currently posted online, sexual health outcomes may only be taught with written permission from parents and guardians. So this seems to be the crux of the issue that this group is concerned about, that this is the official policy, is that sex outcomes need written permission from the parents, and then here you are introducing these new guidelines and not asking for parental permission. It seems pretty obvious to me that whichever side of the line you fall on this debate, it should be pretty clear that the parents should have a choice, right? I mean, we're a pro-choice society, right? Shouldn't the parents have the right to decide? But anyway, here we are. Despite written permission being required, schools have taken liberty to impose sexual education on your children without your consent. Yeah, again, that's just the point I made. And anyway, here on the other side, apparently in a sort of protest, the flyer is encouraging schools parents to not send their kids to school on June 9th. And then this is the main piece that I think has people shocked. It's describing a personal experience that happened to a group of students. And let's go over some of the main pieces. A student and his classmates were taken out of the class for a presentation. The children were distressed. And the child shared with his parent a group of women he had not met before, told children that they should be having sex, as it is good for mental health. Sex with multiple partners and open relationships were discussed and encouraged. And two female presenters shared their own experiences regarding uncommitted sexual relationships. Children were shown a video of people engaging in foreplay, stopping before sexual intercourse. This is really shocking. This is like, holy crap. Children received lubricants, condoms, and sex protection and were encouraged to use these products as they were nearly expired. Okay, and then here we have another one where apparently in PI elementary school, grade 5 students were told doctors can make mistakes. You might have been told you were a boy and truly you are a girl. And here it has some other points that you can go over. So again, it seems like this gender ideology / woke, whatever you want to call it, is making inroads in PI as well. I think we've all seen it's getting more and more attention in Canada and the United States, and it kind of like, I don't understand why, but again, it seems to be. And anyway, that's a debate for another day, I suppose. What I am actually concerned with is that it seems to me that these parents have launched, there are some very basic questions. It's like, hey, shouldn't we be notified if you're going to be changing the curriculum or doing these things in school? And I think that's a very reasonable concern. But the people that I see on Twitter are reacting like even asking this basic question is somehow hatred, or you're inciting hatred against like marginalized people, like trans people or whatnot. And I really don't get that. Like, this group is getting attacked really hard, and I've seen some disturbing instances of it. Okay, I've seen an instance of somebody that claims to be, for tolerance and protecting minorities and, self-proclaimed nice guy, refer to the children of these groups in a very derogatory name, just in an attempt to hurt or humiliate these parents. So I don't know how you can claim that this group is being hateful while you, on the other hand, are launching personal attacks towards their children. I just don't know how you square the two in your mind. It seems very contradicting to me. And then I've seen instances of people trying to shut down these people's right to free speech. Now, you may disagree with these people, but that doesn't give you the right to somehow like make it illegal for them to distribute flyers or make their views unknown. They have a right to free speech, and like free speech, you don't just defend free speech when people are saying something you agree with. A true mark of someone that defends free speech and is for free speech is when you argue for the right of people that you disagree with to say things. Okay, that's true free speech, and you're really missing the mark on that. And to go further into it, in order to further restrict people's right to free speech, I've even seen people suggest that maybe, perhaps, criminal charges need to be laid on these people, and perhaps they need to be sent to jail for speaking their mind. Now, that's obviously a very fair stance, and again, there's other instances of, the classic ones of referring to these parents as fascists. Now, if you want to lock these people up in jail, and you want to take away their rights to free speech, and you're trying to dehumanize them and make them monsters, trust me when I tell you that you're a lot closer to being a fascist than these people ever will be, and that is a fact. So, okay, just to summarize it really quickly, what's going on here. At the end of the day, what I'm really interested in is this personal experience story on the back of the flyer. Honestly, when I read this, it sounds too incredulous to be true. But then at the same time, I've also seen like numerous videos online of these drag queen shows or whatever not. I never been to one. I don't know what goes on. I don't know what the purpose of it is. But I've seen some of these drag queens dressed up pretty much like strippers, making sexually provocative dances in front of toddlers. I don't know what the point of that is. It baffles my mind. It seems totally different and contrarian to me, but here it is. It's happening, and people are defending it. So, on one hand, I'm conflicted. On one hand, I look at this story and I'm like, it's too nuts. It's too crazy. I don't believe it. But then on the other hand, society seems like it's falling apart, and degeneracy seems to be on the rise. So maybe it didn't happen. So either way, this story needs to be verified by somebody. I'm not sure, but I would really like it if there was some reporter or someone that could like get in touch with this group and then hopefully get in touch with these children, keep their identity a secret, and we need to really figure out if this happened in an actual classroom. This seems like a great chance for the opposition party to do something about it and really take this and see what comes out of it, because I'm looking at it and I'm looking at the Greens, and when I look at them, I noticed that like the members, they seem to have pronouns in their Twitter bios, and so do their followers. So they seem to have stake a claim in this woke camp and whatever all that entails. So I don't think we'll be hearing much from them. But when I looked at the Liberal Party of PEI, I noticed a conspicuous absence of pronouns in their Twitter bios, which leads me to believe that there is some hope that they might actually do something good and investigate this and figure out the extent of what is going on. And I mean, even the PC party of PEI can look into this. I know it seems like the PC premier at one point or another made a pretty innocuous comment. I don't know too much about it. It's just been recently following PEI comment. He said something to a voter about not wanting to this LGBTQ whatever. I don't know how many freaking the acronym anymore. It seems to change weekly. I think there's a plus sign now or whatever. Not whatever. That this group, it'd be nice if they weren't shoving their ideology down people's throats. And looking at the media, it seems like the media was trying to make him out to be a bigot, which I think actually like that message like probably didn't hurt him. If anything, I think normal people listen to that and it draws them in. It makes them seem like the only reasonable voice in PI politics. So I don't know, I think there's a chance for reasonable people to make their voice heard, and I think we need to, but either way, let's just cut the video. At the end of the day, we need to see what the truth of this personal experience is. So hopefully somebody will get on that. Okay, at the end of the day, I tried sending an email to this group, seeing if they could send me any flyers, any materials from the classrooms, any personal stories, so that I could write a long, detailed article. Even these guidelines, I don't know where these guidelines come from. So this group is probably really busy, or maybe they don't want to get back to me either way. But if someone in PEI that knows anything about this could send me these guidelines or any information that they have, any personal experience, I'd love to like write a nice big long detailed article about what's going on. I'll leave my email in the description. It's marco.lapena@outlook.com. I have a personal blog, www.marcolapena.com, again also below. Again, I'll also have a Twitter link below, which will link this video here and these two attachments with the flyers in case you want to look at them in a bigger size or you want to download them. But anyway, that's gonna be it for now, and I'll hopefully hear from you guys next time. Bye for now.